Welcome back, Malaysia. Azaria and Annie in the studios this morning bringing you very interesting topics, and among them, of course, is about how your child can actually go overseas and study and what other options he or she has. What can he get or she get abroad? You know what? Let's talk to our guest in the studios. We've got with us on our extreme right, Encik Zaini Idris, Managing Director of QAS Management, and of course next to Encik Zaini is Puan Noriza binti Ali, Director QAS Management. In fact, Director and Founder QAS Management. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. So we're talking about studying abroad. Now, before we get to that, why don't you tell us a little bit about QAS Management itself, some background.
Noriza, we're looking at you.
QAS was set up in 1992.
Yeah.
We do a lot of, we set up also schools, religious schools, kindergartens around Kuala Lumpur. And I have a problem sending my daughter to a medical school. So we tried to find another way out. She can't find a medical school locally, so she has to find somewhere else. So she got a place in Gajah Mada, Yogyakarta, in Indonesia. So she's already now a doctor in Klang Hospital. So realizing the competitive seats in local universities, so I have engaged ourselves at QAS to international arena to give more opportunities to the students locally
who would like to go abroad
to do
as
medicine.
Well, if they don't get a seat here.
If they don't get a seat here.
Okay, so
very interesting you said that. I'll come back to that later.
Yeah, so you mentioned your daughter wants to study medicine, and as from what we've read from the website of QAS Management, you offer medicine and dentistry, pharmacy, anything under the medicine belt.
Yes.
So who exactly can apply, and what courses exactly for now?
It is still medical faculty, medical school. It is still medicine, dentistry and pharmacy, but we are opening up our avenues to Australia, UK and US for other areas as well. That will be next year. But for the time being, the critical courses is still medical, dentistry and pharmacy. As you know, local universities is very limited places, and it's very competitive because everyone with high scores or high results, SPM or foundation, they would like to be in the medical school. So somehow or other, there will be overflow of demand of our local seats, medical schools in Malaysia. So because of that, there are students who are not that they didn't achieve high, but still they are eligible to do medicine. Then they can look into this opportunity for furthering in this area.
Okay. Maybe Encik Zaini, you can tell us what are the criteria for the student if they are applying under QAS? What's the criteria that you would be looking into for a student?
Well, if you want to go to places like Australia or Indonesia, even Russia, they're looking at your foundation or A levels, and depend on university, which university you go, then they have certain criteria. But there is an option whereby if you go, let's say for Egypt, you're looking at the requirement is just an SPM with good grades in their science, like A and B in your science subject. Because currently the Egyptian government accept our SPM as the entrance level. So that is be a good opportunity for those teenagers that has good score, but not that good in their matriculation or foundation. So that open up a lot of opportunity for a lot of people, especially teenagers.
So,
sorry, go on. Okay.
We'll get that.
Would you like? No, go on.
So, what happens when a student has been selected? What happens then? What does a complete package from QAS Management look like, and what do you actually help with? I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, do you offer scholarships, or how does that work? How much will it cost for the student?
Well, studying abroad has a lot of challenges, and through our past year, for the last 10 odd years of our experience, we find that students that are for the first time going abroad, or even taking on a ride on an airplane, is some sort of a culture shock for them. So as for us, we prepare them. We do a preparatory course for them, And at the same time, when we put in some language classes, if depend on which country they're going. And once they reach there, we try to, as soon as possible, do some adaptation program for them with the local society, with the local students, or even with the universities. So hopefully with that preparation, they can study well in overseas with good results. Yeah.
How has the response been thus far under QAS Management for the three different faculties or 3 different?
For all these years, there's about 1,000 we have sent abroad to do medicine, dentistry, pharmacy. Each. No, I mean for all these years.
For each,
yes,
all these years.
In Indonesia and also in Egypt.
All right.
But as far as Egypt is concerned, there is about 4,000 medical students still studying there, of Malaysian origin. Okay, so and another 4,000 will be studying Arabic classes, Agama classes, the Sharia and all that in Al-Azhar University. So there's about 8,000 to 9,000 odd Malaysian students studying there in Egypt itself. So actually, Egypt is another home for these students. They have to spend about 4 to 6 years there studying.
What about finances?
The cost is cheap compared to even local private universities. Private local universities will offer about 300,000 for 5 years, but down there in Egypt, it costs only 150,000 for all the 6 years.
Oh, it's half the price.
It's half the price, and it's medical school. All right, and all the lecturers, if they are not PhD, they cannot be a lecturer in medical school. So they are professors themselves. And as far as you know, Egypt is the first civilization of human, and also the education is from Egypt. All right, and like I'm saying, Alexandria University, they have very good students who are also ministers who comes from Alexandria University, and they are also a lot of them are getting Nobel prizes each year. So there are very good education universities there.
Okay, ladies first.
Excuse me. We don't have that option today.
You have so many questions to ask us.
Just curious. I mean, we have the government promoting students to study, in-house as internally in the country, and then you have QAS Management, of course, encouraging students to go abroad. So how does this complement the campaign that we're doing right now? Because I understand when you say that there are not enough seats, but at the same time, we do see a lot of medical colleges, private colleges, mushrooming everywhere, and they're coming, and they're quite well-renowned colleges coming in. They're twinning with a lot of the overseas universities as well.
Doesn't mean that you set up a medical school, you can take in 200, 300 students. No, it's still subject to MMC approval. You see, your facilities, your lecturers must be at par with the number of students that college carries. Some college, when they start up for the first 5 years, they can only bring about 50 students for medical school, which is not enough. You have what? You have 468,000 of SPM leavers this year alone. I mean, last year, who sat for 2011. That is nearly 500,000. You see, and of course, these students are going to further their studies. So, and a lot of them want to go into medical school because it's.
You just touched
the raw nerve?
No. You just touched a question I wanted to ask you earlier. When you said SPM school leavers, and Jazaini, you were mentioning that they are people who have got credits and passes in SPM, right? What are the particular subjects that they have credits and passes, and are they? Do they get first grade? Are these the kind of children that you encourage to go?
Our qualification, or in fact the Egyptian qualification, follows the Ministry of Higher Education qualification, which is a good grades like minimum B for all the 3 science subjects, and the maths and English.
And one of the top then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would like to add, talking about financial assistance,
Right.
The government do provide financial assistance, but you need to perform. So in
The
other
first
words,
year.
you need
Perform
to
the first year.
Yeah, you need to perform in the first year so that you are eligible to
For the next year.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure the government don't just give the money
course.
just for anybody, you know.
Yeah. But when you have SPM school leavers, that's 17. Isn't that a bit too young to be thrown into a foreign country? I don't know. I mean, I can understand the trauma the parents go through. Oh no, my 17-year-old is going off to a foreign country. How will he or she survive?
Now it's a global world, right? You cannot forever stay under your mother's arms for you to grow and become to
be what you want to be.
Yeah,
Yes.
to be what you want to be, or to be someone that people will look onto you. You need to go
and
far
explore.
away and explore.
Yourself. Yes.
Right?
It's a good opportunity.
Right.
Very good
Okay,
opportunity.
we have about a minute left now. Before we let you, both of you go, do you have any parting messages for our viewers, as well as when the next batch is closing, how they can get in touch with QAS Management?
Okay, the next batch will be going on September, this September. So we're still calling for the last call.
Yes.
Those who have been given opportunities to study locally, UPU has announced last Friday that they can study here for whatever courses. For those students who feel that they want to do medical and they don't get any chance to do medical school here, they can call us 1-800-888-727. We will counsel you, we will advise you on what is your career path.
Okay.
All right?
Brilliant. Brilliant.
888-727.
727. There you go. 1-800-888-727. Puan Noriza and Encik Zani, thank you so much for joining us this
Thank you
morning.
so much for you.
Yeah,
To you
our
too.
Pleasure, our pleasure. And QAS, I think, you guys are doing a great thing that you're bringing students to achieve their ambition. That's beautiful. Right, 1-800-888-727 Malaysia. Give them a call if you're interested in sending your child overseas for studies. And again, it's only under the medical line.
Yes.
You have medicine, pharmacy, and dentistry. All right, so there you go.
Okay, when we come back, we are taking a peek into the millionaire mind with Irfan Khairi. Time is money this week, but before that, remember, it's the month for you to fly your Jalu Gemilang. Let's get into the spirit of our national flag. We're taking a break, coming back to this.